Hello and good day. This is Angelo, and welcome back to my video blog, State of Euphorbia. Thanks for tuning in yet again. It's been a minute since my last installment of this blog, broadcast to you from my underground abode here in southeast Portland, Lentz neighborhood. Anyways, I have a few updates for you as far as health and life and everything's concerned. State of Euphorbia has been centralized and focused around life and all the good things in life, in despite of and in relationship to me surviving a brain tumor. And what's been going on with me since my September 10th initial check into the hospital down in Springfield, Oregon. This was in 2013. When it was first discovered, I had a mass in my left frontal and parietal lobe of my brain. And yes, I will give you a look at my new wild haircut. You can kind of see the scars from where I had the biopsy. After the biopsy, they went in and took a little piece of brain and really small, put a plug over it, and decided that they were going to figure out what type of mass there was inside of me. As you could see in the matter up on the MRI, that there was something going on there. So it was determined that I have a rare type of brain glioma, which is known as an oligodendroglioma. Oligo meaning a few, dendro meaning trees, glioma. So this explains sort of the appearance of it. It looks like some tree branches. Some people refer to it as chicken-wired fence, just kind of the way it looks. And it's from my understanding, it represents around somewhere maybe plus or minus about 10% of all brain tumors, so it's not very common. Fortunately for me, my initial brain surgeon, Dr. George Eller, he told me that if you're going to get any brain tumor, this is the best kind to have. Well, you know, I've been going through dealing with regressive seizures the entire way. I've been on a variety of different anti-epileptic medications, and even this morning I had a minor seizure, and things have been up and down throughout, just trying to titrate medication and figure out what works, what doesn't work, and just keeping a positive and optimistic attitude despite all the challenges that might or might not seem obvious to living with a brain tumor. So, update today is that I'm in one of the final titration stages for medication in this phase of the tumor. Titration means changing medication scheduling, if not lowering or upping the doses, getting completely off of or onto a med. So for me, I've been on Depakote extended release for a while now. Before that, it was just Depakote, which is divalproic acid. It's a type of minor anticonvulsory medication that works in conjunction with other ones. I've been on Keppra, also known as levetiracetam, since my initial diagnosis and my initial seizures the whole way. So now I am finally going up a little bit on the dosage of the Keppra. I'm on an extended release version of that, and beginning today I am going to no longer be on Depakote. So 100% off Depakote. I'll be on Keppra alone, or levetiracetam, same difference, extended release, which means it's going to be more slowly releasing into my system, in addition to oxcarbazepine, which is another medication that has kind of improved the onset of some of these seizures. Oxcarbazepine is also known to many as triliptal. So triliptal and Keppra are the two medications that I will be on full time right now. I've been experiencing some small level seizures throughout, and having to rely in part on some of these benzodiazepines, which are anti-anxiety drugs, including Keppra. I'm sorry, not Keppra. I just said that. Including Oh, his brain's going a little bit fuzzy. um, the benzodiazepine drugs involve Ativan, which is also known as lorazepam. That's the actual generic term for it. So Ativan and Klonopin, which is the generic term for lorazepam. And those drugs taken in 1 milligram and half milligram pills, respectively, usually looking at about 2 full milligrams of these drugs altogether throughout the course of a day, whereas that's an increase from where I first began. However, the titration schedule of all the meds that I've been on has changed. Anyways, I just got a new Fitbit, which I had initially, and these things are measurement and sleep devices where you charge it every so often, but there's a little kind of electronic nut inside there that measures when you're moving and when you're walking. Had some real good days in there recently. I was lucky to have my mom in town. Mom came to visit over this past week. She got into town on February the... When did Mom get here? February, early in the month of February, and she just left on this early Friday. So she got in a week ago Saturday and left this Friday early. So it was about 5 full days of my mom in town, which was great. Got to spend some quality time with her. I know she was very happy to spend some quality time with my brother's family, especially his young children. My niece Neva, who's 5 years old, and my nephew Marco, who's 3 years old, as well as my brother and Natalie, his wife, my sister-in-law. There's a lot involved with raising children. Any of you that have had children know this, especially if you're a good parent and you are working full time and trying to juggle it all. My mom came in and helped out quite a bit. So she's looking to eventually come out here full time and live, but she's in Worcester, Massachusetts right now, and she's still working her job, and she still owns her condo, so she's got a lot of things to figure out before she can come out and make the move to Portland, Oregon. So my dad's back in Maine. He's dealing with his own series of issues with his life. His partner, Meryl Ann, they've been together for about 20 years. She is going through some difficult times with dementia in her life, and it's been tough. She's been moved to a nursing facility in upstate New York to be close to her children. Now, back to kind of what's going on with me. I've decided to completely eliminate alcohol again from my diet. I'm still using high CBD cannabinoids as a supplemental treatment for my epilepsy, and definitely just focusing on diet, healthy dietary decisions. One thing that I've just made the bold decision upon recently, let me turn this light back on, has been deciding to cut all caffeine sources completely out of my diet, and this is the last and final frontier for this in my life is being chocolate, because dark chocolate is something that has been a treat for me, but unfortunately I just can't seem to handle it anymore. I felt quite sick last night and this morning, just not very good. Ended up taking a Ativan before I got up out of bed today, which is rare. Usually I don't take anti-anxiety medications until later on in the day. I wanted to thank my friends and people over at the Quest Center for Integrative Health in Portland, especially my therapist, Dr. Lucia Marks, I've been working with on a weekly schedule to talk through some of the issues that I've been going on, that I've been dealing with. She's been wonderful, and I've also since I last spoke to you folks, had to pay a visit to an emergency room in Portland at Providence Medical Center, where I go to their Cancer Institute and have regular quarterly scans of my brain to see how the tumor is progressing or not progressing. Hopefully, it's But my neurologist, Dr. Matthew Evans, has been overseeing that. I know one of the main reasons that I've decided to get off of Depakote is because after doing some blood tests, noticed a spike in the ammonia levels in my blood, almost 3 times that of normal, what's expected. So that is the reason why I'm trying to get down off of Depakote. And if that works or doesn't work with just that and the oxcarbazepine, aka Triliptal, I if that doesn't work, I might have to go and try a new anti-epileptic medication. So it's always juggling and trying to figure out what works best. And for me, it's also using homeopathic medications. I've been back into using different types of teas, natural remedies. Right now I'm drinking a hot water decoction of different curcumin and spices. So curcumin found in turmeric and also in cumin, but I've got turmeric here, ginger, a little bit of hot pepper from like an Anaheim, just a small bit, garlic, onion, and actually using powder from turmeric also, and then filtering that and drinking it. It's a bright yellow color, so if you spill it on anything, it's gonna stain. So I've got stains on a lot of my clothes from drinking this every day. Drinking smoothies is important. I always feel good when I drink smoothies, green smoothies with lots of deep greens. My friend Christy up in Tacoma, she sent me some spirulina. Spirulina is a deep sea green that's cultivated in water, and that is, you put it in anything, it's really, really dark, like algae or something like that, and that's a superpower green. I use that with spinach, kale, broccoli, add some fruit that has some sweetness to it to kind of cut that flavor, and you can use bananas. I like to use apple, and following up on having a smoothie, I also really like soaking flax seeds and mixing it with boiled quinoa and steel-cut oats. What else? I like chia seed, a little bit of amaranth, millet, anything that's gluten-free. I've been trying to keep my diet gluten-free because sugars, and especially glucosamine sugars found in wheat or gluten products, have been a bit detrimental to the way that I feel and just kind of my seizure activity. I've noticed that. So the more that I work through things, the more I become more in touch with my body and what feels good and what is good for myself. So staying active with the Fitbit, measuring the amount of walking and physical exercise that I do. I mentioned my mom earlier. Last Wednesday, Mom and I went on a real long walk. That day I got in over 200 active minutes, walked over 11 miles, and I've been feeling real good for the most part. Today and last night was an exception. I think it's because I didn't eat a lot. I didn't eat enough. I went on a big long nature walk with my friend David, one of my dear friends. He's going to work on a bicycle that my friend Chris gave to me. A pretty solid bike, and David's going to give it a tune-up. So I've been blessed to have all these friends that are just doing all these wonderful things to help me get my life in check. My friend Justin just stopped by, gave me a bus pass for March. After a series of issues with my car, I had a couple people break into my car, destroy the ignition, spray paint it, tag it. But I really want to move away from driving anyways, because the less I have to be behind a wheel, I think the better off I am. So today is Monday, the day before Super Tuesday. I'm ready for Super Tuesday and Bernie Sanders. I'm looking forward to this campaign for presidency. I've been doing all that I can. I want to start phone banking now. I have a page on Facebook if you want to follow it. It's Bernie is my guy. It's a public page. I'm just reposting a lot of news stories and putting up information on there. made some calls today to Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren, trying to garner her support for Bernie Sanders. But I really don't want to keep this as a political site. State of Euphorbia is more about health, mental well-being, and doing the right thing. But I do have to say that finding something that captivates your attention and inspires your motivation is definitely good for you. And having this campaign to focus on has been something to really get me pushing in the right direction. Also, coming up on August 7th, that's this summer, is it's going to be my second involvement with the National Brain Tumor Society walk in Portland. A walk, ride, bike, run. That takes place at Pioneer Courthouse Square, and we'd love it if you could sign up for Team Brew Public. I'll put some of the information on the page if I can pull it off of the NBTS website. Last year, Team Brew Public was a top fundraising team, so hopefully we can match that again this year. We'll see how that goes. Anyways, we really want to do well for awareness and for raising funds for brain cancer and brain tumors and beat this thing. As in the grand scheme of everything, brain tumors haven't really been something that's been medically focused on for a long time. Less than a century of people really been working towards finding a cure for cancers of all sorts, and I think we can beat this thing. I think I can beat this thing. I'm totally determined. Even if it leaves part of me incapacitated or not, I'm going to fight like hell to overcome this brain tumor of mine. Anyhow, life's been good to me. Hope it's been good to you. Just trying to do new things that are healthy and happy. I've been trying to make new friends, do new things, be around positive people, and learn and grow every single day. I mean, that's all you really can do. And a lot of times I found myself falling down or taking a step backwards, but that's human nature. Just gonna have fun with what you have and what you can do, and try to remember this sort of sentiment that I'm putting forward when I'm feeling like crap. And I think I've done a much better job than I did earlier on in when I was just kind of down in the dumps. I've been using some Instagram sites. I have 4 Instagram sites now that I use as an outlet for artistic expression, and I'm really happy. One I've been running with my buddy DJ Paul, who's really taken over the Brew Public and done an extraordinary job. DJ, thank you so much for all that you've done. You're a great friend, possibly the best friend anyone could ever hope for. My brother, my family, my mom, everybody out there that's really, inspired me from day one. As far as the Instagram goes, though, I have one called PDX_trash, where I like to go around and take photos of trash on the street, sort of an artful way of examining what people throw away, what you can find on the sidewalk, things that are kind of forgotten, but there's beauty in our own waste in some ways. Another Instagram you can check out that I've been doing for a while is Square Scene, all one word. Square, SQUARESCENE, Square Scene. And that one is focused on different square shapes that you see in everyday life. I mean, Instagram itself, at least to begin, is a square, and things that you see every day that fit within the parameters of square or the artfulness of squares. I've really been fascinated by that. And other things that I really like, my own personal Instagram is Cascadian Dark Secret, all one word. You'll find a lot of pictures of me and things that interest me and just Portland living, Portland life. So those are just some of the things that you can find me on social media. You can also follow me on Facebook currently. Before I delete the account, I'm always threatening to delete it, but it's facebook.com/brewpublic. It's not actually linked to Brew Public. On Brew Public, we have our own pages. We have Killer Beer Week page, and we also have the Brew Public page and Brew Publican group. So feel free to join in on any of those. But my personal one is just Angelo. For Angelo is just facebook.com/Brew Public. Just had that since the beginning, so it's nothing particularly tied. It's mostly my own views, and like I said, I have my own page that's run by myself and some of my friends. It's called Bernie is My Guy. So join that, and if you're interested in learning more about Bernie Sanders and following some of the news stories on him and his advocations for social justice and why I believe he should be our next Democratic nominee for president and our next president of the United States. Anyways, enough about me and my personal beliefs. I just want to say I hope that you're having a great day. I hope that you're doing all you can to improve the quality of your own life and that you can help to improve the well-being of others around you. That's, I think, the most important thing, because the more we help other people, the more we uplift ourselves. And also, the more healthfully we treat ourselves, the more we enable ourselves to be able to help other people. So that's about it. Angelo here, off the cuff. I hope you're having a great day, getting ready for baseball season to start, getting ready for spring to finally blossom. We've seen some beautiful flowers already out there, and I think things are about to cut loose. We're going to have some great times ahead for the spring and summer months, and fall even after that, all the seasons. But this is Angelo saying thank you for watching the State of Euphorbia, and I hope to hear from you soon. If you'd like to drop me a line or a question, you can leave a comment on my YouTube page, which usually this goes up on YouTube, and then I repost it onto the website here, State of Euphorbia. You can follow me on Twitter at State O Euphorbia, and you can also follow DJ and myself on the Brew Public craft beer website at Brew Public, or you can follow me personally. I have my own personal Twitter that's Angelo Oregon, so it's ANGELOREGON, and let the good times roll. Thanks for tuning in to State of Euphorbia. You can email me also at Angelo, ANGELO .DEIESO at gmail.com. So my name is Angelo Ieso. Thank you very much for tuning in. I wish you the best day and the best week and the best year. So be good. Get at me. Let me know what's going on. I always love hearing from people. All right. That's it for now. Have a magnificent day. Peace.